Hey friends, welcome to Hayes' Guitar Studio. Today we're doing a pentatonic scales practice lesson. I'll go over a few basic scale shapes and show you some exercises I like to do when practicing my pentatonic scales. Let's get right into it. What is the pentatonic scale? The pentatonic scale is a 5-note scale often used for melodies and improvising. It has a stable and open sound, which makes it great to practice for beginners, but as a professional, I also use it all the time. Really great scale. We've all heard it in rock music, folk music, any type of music, jazz, whatever you listen to, it's there. It also happens to lay out really nicely on the fretboard of the guitar, so it makes a great scale to study while improving your fretboard knowledge. The pentatonic scale lays out really nicely on the guitar with 2 notes on each string. I want to give you some tips before we get into playing to help you be more successful right away. 2 things I really think are important when practicing these scales, almost any scale. First one is alternate picking. This 2 notes per string gives us a perfect opportunity to do alternate picking or down-up picking. Picking down and up. So, there's a down towards the ground, up towards my face. So we want to do that. We don't want to pick all down in a row or all up in a row. I'll just demonstrate quickly. So you can see I'm picking down and up on each string. Again, 2 notes per string makes that really nice. If you don't use a pick, I recommend alternate finger picking using index and middle instead of just index or just middle. Tip number 2, pay close attention to the left hand fingers. There's a PDF down below with all these scales written out. The left hand finger numbers are written above the tab. You'll see each scale shape has the finger numbers written in. Pay careful attention to that. That helps you learn the scales and gives you increased muscle memory. It also helps you execute at a more proficient and high level. Those are my 2 tips before we get going. Today we are going to be playing the G major / E minor pentatonic scales, and we're going to start down in open position, which means using our open strings. I'm going to play this first shape for you quickly, and then I'll walk you through it. So again, you notice 2 notes on each string. In this position, we always have open. So open is our first note on each string, and then it's either 3rd fret or 2nd fret. When we play the 3rd fret, we want to use our 3rd finger, our ring finger. And when we play the 2nd fret, we want to use our middle finger, our 2nd finger. So let's do this slowly. So it's open 6th string, 6 meaning the one closest to your face, lowest in pitch. And then 3rd fret. Then on the 5th string, open 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, open, 2nd fret, 3rd string open, 2nd fret, 2nd string open, 3rd fret, 1st string open, 3rd fret. So we have open 3, open 2, open 2, open 2, open 3, open 3. Again, there's a PDF down below with both the standard notation and the tab. Take your time, look through that, really practice these scale shapes thoroughly. If you're brand new to this, that's enough. Just do this first scale shape, practice it for a week or 2, really get it ingrained in your muscle memory, in your ear, all these things. So again, paying attention to the right fingers on the left hand, the left fingers, and alternating with the right hand, either pick or fingers. So this is our first scale shape. Let's do it again together, starting on the 6th string. Here we go. It's also nice to go backwards when practicing these scales. Start from the top and go down. Awesome. We can already hear that sounds pretty cool. It's got kind of a bluesy rock and roll type of sound. Pretty fun stuff to play. That's our first G major, E minor scale shape. If you're new to this, just practice that one shape. Pause the video, come back in a couple weeks. There are more scale shapes, but one at a time is really the way to do things. That's what I do with my private students. I'll go ahead and tell you there are 5 distinct scale shapes for the pentatonic scale. I typically practice one a week with people. So learn one, keep practicing that one, add in another one the next week, so on and so forth. So there are 5 unique shapes. I'm going to play through them right now for you just so you can see them, starting with our open again, our open position shape. Third position. We can hear that has a similar sound, just a little bit different. Fifth position. Seventh position. And 10th position. Once we get up to 12, everything starts over. So our open position, minus all the open frets, exists again. So that's all 5 scale shapes there. Again, on the PDF below, they are there for you. Practice one at a time. Start with open position and then move to second, third position, second or third. Positions are often sort of a 2-note little grouping. Yeah, again, always paying careful attention. You'll notice I'm using my pinky. Some of us don't like to use our pinky. Use your pinky when you practice pentatonic scales. It's really good for you. In part 2 of this pentatonic video, we are going to do some pentatonic scale exercises. These are more aimed at intermediate players who have spent some time already practicing their pentatonic scales and know the basic shapes. Now what we want to do is connect them. So this is an exercise I like to do almost every day. We're going to start with our lower open position pentatonic scale, and we're going to ascend, go up. When we get to the top, we're then going to shift into the next scale shape and descend. Come down the next one. When we get to the bottom of the next one, we're going to shift again. Go up the next one. Down, up, so forth, across the whole fretboard. So we'll start with open, and then we'll shift into the next shape. Here we go. Now I'm at the top of the scale. I'm going to use my pinky to shift to the top of the next one. And then I'm going to come down. Bottom of this one, I'm going to shift up to the next shape. And again, going to shift up. And one more time. So now we've gone through all 5 shapes. We've connected them by shifting at the top or the bottom. And we're sort of starting to think about them as 5 connected shapes instead of 5 separate shapes. I'm going to do that one more time. You can follow along if you're ready. If not, just listen and watch. Did the top shape there, just like our open but up an octave. One more advanced exercise you can do to all of this stuff is to do everything with hammer-ons and pull-offs. The 2 notes per string make that really nice. I'll just demonstrate that quickly. Doing it with the hammer-ons and pull-offs gives us a little bit more speed when the time is right and we do want to play fast. It's a little bit more legato sounding than picking everything. The last exercise for today is a creative one. In this exercise, we're going to start from our low E, the lowest note in our scale, and we're going to go all the way up to the 12th fret on the high E string. The point of this exercise is to find different ways of getting from here all the way up to here. You can shift at different points, through different shapes, all that sort of thing. So we want to go start on our lowest note, go in one direction, just ascend musically, and make it all the way up to 12. Let me give you a couple of examples of what I might do when doing this exercise. Start with an easy one. So I started from here, I went all the way up to here. This time, I chose to keep it all on one string until I got here, and then I went up our last pentatonic shape. Let me do another one. So that time, I sort of shifted into our second shape, through the middle shape, fourth shape, all the way up. So I went through a lot of different shapes that time. I can do the same thing, same exercise, coming down the scale, starting from 12 all the way down to 0. Let me do a different one. Yeah. So I said this was a creative exercise because every time you sit down to do this exercise, I recommend trying a new way of getting between these 2 points. This gets you really into some sort of improvisatory thinking, which is how we want to use these scales. We want to be able to go in different directions, move through different shapes. Whatever we're feeling musically, we want to be able to express. That's always the point of technical exercises. It's not to show off or be flashy, but it's to be able to express what you want to say with the instrument or with your own music. This video serves as a simple introduction to pentatonic scales. Take your time, one shape at a time, one shape a week. That's a really nice way to do things. As you start to learn your shapes, try out these connecting exercises I talked about. Come back to this video, do it in parts. The PDFs are below. You can find the pentatonic worksheet I have written out with all the picking and the fingerings and the shapes. And please hit subscribe while you're down there. Come practice with me.